You're probably going to hear about the game Ticket to Ride. It has a mass market appeal, it has decades of success, and there are countless different versions of this game, whether that be the American original board, the European board, on one of the plethora of different expansions that they've created over the years. France, Japan, the list goes on and on and on. There are so many different games with the Ticket to Ride name. The next one they've just made, or has recently come out this year, is Ticket to Ride Legacy. And I haven't played too many Legacy games. We've dabbled in a couple. One we've completed, maybe 2 or 3 we've just started. So I don't have a lot of comparison within the Legacy space, but I can give you my initial experiences and initial impressions for Ticket to Ride Legacy. So I don't think this is going to be a very long video because most people will know what Ticket to Ride is. But obviously, if you don't know, in Ticket to Ride, you will get tickets, which are essentially routes that you must connect with your network by placing trains on the board. And you will have to draw cards and collect the coloured carriages that you need to be able to play the carriages to the lines and claim them. And over the course of the game, you try and connect as many routes as possible and complete your ticket cards, essentially. The person with the most victory points at the end wins. Typically, there's a few other things that give you bonus points. Every different line of trains, depending on how long it is, will score you points. Longest route will give you points, etc. And that's it. That's Ticket to Ride. It's not a complicated game. It's a very mainstream game. It's a very welcoming game. And Ticket to Ride Legacy takes it a step further. So, the initial game was, for me, quite unusual. Obviously, you're going to start with a small part of the American board. You're going to have the East Coast of America. You can tell that the board is going to expand over the course of the campaign because obviously you've got like the jigsaw edges. You've got the connection points where the board is going to expand and get bigger. But for the first game, you are playing a smaller, condensed version of the American board. Now, this in itself is not a negative. This is part of the design and the way they're approaching the campaign. You're going to unlock the boards and make the map bigger. It makes sense. So the first game is like a smaller map, like the UK map, etc. And I liked it. I didn't see any issues with it. It just felt a bit weird, looking at the board and seeing that it wasn't fully assembled. It felt a bit unusual to me. But I'm not knocking the game for that. I did enjoy it. So the core gameplay is exactly the same. You're playing a basic game, Ticket to Ride, with very little, and I mean very little, for the first scenario, changes to the formula. For the first game, the only thing I can think of that was different is that there's a few cards, and I can't remember the name of them, but they're like events, essentially. When you draw an event, it goes on top of the event pile if there's one there. The one is replaced and the new event becomes active. I can't remember the exact name for the card, but this event is something that people can do to accomplish extra victory points, or just something that will benefit them in some way. And I didn't mind that. I liked that. I thought it was okay. It wasn't necessarily always easy to fulfill the conditions because I never did any of them. Not once did I get the bonus from those cards, but I'm not opposed to them being there. And apart from that, you are essentially playing a game of Ticket to Ride for the first session. I can see how things are going to change, how you're going to unlock stuff. You each get your individual tuck box, and on the back, it tells you obviously the years as you progress through the campaign. And at the start, you start in 18 whatever, I can't remember the year. And you're going to progress throughout the campaign, and the years are going to advance, and obviously the board's going to expand, and you're going to get more stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the game unlocks as we play. Let's go into the positives. So positives from my first play. So first of all, you're essentially playing a Ticket to Ride game. The event cards are good. They add a bit of spice, and they add something different. that might make you try and do something that you ordinarily would just skip. So, and it's a way for you to earn extra victory points, etc. So I don't mind that. That's it. There's not much else changing to the formula, and I like Ticket to Ride. I do enjoy playing Ticket to Ride in essence. So I don't have any issues with that. I do feel that it was quite fun when you got to the end and you're literally getting a ticket punch like they used to use. Oh, I don't know if they still use them on trains. I don't use trains that much now. But a ticket punch, they take your ticket off you, they clamp it, hole punch essentially. And you're going to be doing that on the route cards. You're going to be punching holes out of routes that you've completed. And some of these cards, this is something else that's changed but doesn't actually affect the gameplay itself. But some of these route cards, when you complete them and you fill all of your spots, because there's circles for every player. There might be two for every player, for example, on some cards. You need to complete that route in 2 different games to basically punch both those ticket spaces for yourself. And once you've completed them all, the card's going to get retired. And some of them are going to unlock other things. So it's really good. It's really interesting in that respect. I didn't mind that. It must also be stated that the typical Ticket to Ride art is as beautiful as ever, and it's no different in this game. It's very lovely, very nice presentation. The board, very colourful, bright. Everything is to the high standard that you should be accustomed to with Ticket to Ride games. The only thing I found different was the train cards. They're now portrait instead of landscape. So it was quite unusual having them in a different orientation this time. I've never seen this in any of the other Ticket to Rides. Normally they're all landscape, but the art, phenomenal. And you'll probably see on screen right now an example of such. The negatives, if you don't like destroying things, then legacy games aren't for you. Apart from that, there's not much else really to say on the negative front. It's a Ticket to Ride game. The first session was exactly what you expect. I did want to give it a bit of limelight and give it a bit of credence because it was an enjoyable first session. I wasn't expecting much going in. I knew, and from my experiences of other games, for example, Risk Legacy and Pandemic Legacy, we've looked at Scenario 1 and we played Charterstone as well. So we've touched on a few legacy titles. But the first game is generally very, very easy. It's just to introduce you to the game itself. There's not going to be much that's getting complicated or evolving from session 1. So I didn't expect much going in, and I just got a nice, pleasant game of Ticket to Ride out of it. I am intrigued to see what happens as we play the campaign and how it progresses, how the board expands, what changes if other mechanics come into play, and how the game evolves. I'm excited for that. Really interested to see what happens. But this first session, you're not going to be doing anything unusual. If you play Ticket to Ride, you know what you're doing. So I probably won't talk about the game itself until we've completed the entire Legacy game now. These are just my initial impressions from Scenario 1. So I'm not going to be giving you any more information about it until the entire campaign is finished, which might be a little while. But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to see how it evolves, what they've done differently. I haven't done any research into this. I haven't looked at what other people have said about Ticket to Ride Legacy. I've avoided it so that I'm pleasantly surprised, hopefully, by the game itself. I hope you enjoyed these first impressions, and if you're looking at it, I hope you enjoy it yourself. Please subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.